all of them. Next up, I want to talk about 500 Days of Summer, which some people have kind of dismissed as just a romantic comedy or a chick flick, but it's really so much more than that. To actually try to put it in that box really isn't um, the right. It's just not right. It's not. It's playing against the formulas of romantic comedies. The gimmick of the film is that the relationship is being told out of sequence, with a little indicator coming on the screen showing you what day of the relationship you are in. And the film right up front says that this is a story of a boy meets girl, but this is not a love story. And film stars Zoe Deschanel and Joseph Gordon-Levitt, who is probably most familiar to audiences as Tommy from Third Rock from the Sun, but who in the last few years has really been trying to prove his dramatic chops in movies like Brick and The Lookout. And so, but it's nice to see him kind of go back to a more lighter tone and to show off his comedic side. And this is definitely kind of a more experimental film, dealing with love and romance. I would equate it to Annie Hall. Both films were told out of sequence and had little flights of fancy. This film has a song and dance routine, and uses split screen, and it's definitely an inventive film, and definitely better than what really passes for romantic comedies today. This is so much sharper than, like, say, The Proposal or The Ugly Truth. And I think this film has a lot more ugly truth than that film did. The Ugly Truth kind of just was about perpetuating stereotypes of the genders, and didn't really actually have anything to say about that. Here you do get to see kind of the ugly side of relationships. And Zoe Deschanel is just an innately likable person. And she's been in movies like Yes Man and blanking on this, and Elf, and she's just a very likable person, and she's kind of got a quirky way of delivering her lines that makes her fresh. Here, she has to do some things that are kind of unlikable, but because she is such a pleasant personality, you're able to still like her even when she does things that are kind of hateable. And I'm not going to get into her character because you should really just see the film, but it's not really even her fault. It's a complex film. These characters aren't one-dimensional. We aren't meant to hate Zoe Deschanel's character and think that Joseph Gordon-Levitt's character is completely innocent. They're both flawed individuals, and yeah, so this is definitely a very funny film. It has some darker moments. It is a heartwarming film in the end, but it might break your heart a little bit along the way. But I definitely think 500 Days of Summer is one of the best movies that come out this summer, and certainly one of the best movies that come out this year. And the last movie I want to talk about is Mike Judge's new film, Extract, which is kind of a follow-up to Office Space in that it's dealing with the work life of people, and it's definitely very funny. It's not going to reach the cult status of Office Space, and I didn't see Idiocracy, which was his second film in between these two. And I guess for some reason it was deemed unworthy of a theatrical release. I don't think it's probably that bad to have gone direct to DVD. But Extract is very funny. It deals with Jason Bateman running a artificial flavoring factory and having to deal with all of his idiot employees. So it's kind of where Office Space was from the perspective of the employees. Extract is from the perspective of the boss, and it's just I'm sorry, I've been talking a lot. I'm losing my momentum. But yeah, it's definitely worth checking out. Mila Kunis is kind of a con artist that comes into the factory and tries to stir up trouble and cause a lawsuit. Ben Affleck, who I think is kind of come back after being labeled as kind of a box office nadir, has really been able to find what was his strength from the very beginning before he got distracted by doing action movies, and that he's just a really strong supporting character and supporting actor. He's very funny here, and following after his strong work in Hollywoodland and in State of Play, I think Ben Affleck has got his career back on track. This is what he should be doing. He should be doing offbeat character work in movies, whether it's drama or comedy, and he's very good here. J.K. Simmons, who is probably most familiar to people as the father in Juno, his deadpan delivery here is also very good. It's a fun movie. It's not going to cause the quotations that Office Space did, and I don't think a decade from now it's going to be on T-shirts and everything like Office Space is. Office Space just really hit a nerve. This film doesn't hit that nerve because Office Space was very specific about the cubicle lifestyle and having to work in the office, and a lot more people could relate to that. Extract is a little bit broader in its humor and it's not as specific, but it is a very funny film, and a fresh comedy in that it doesn't really follow formulas, and it's not overly broad. I don't know. I'm kind of rambling now. And as I said before, I'm running out of momentum. My mouth is getting dry. So I'm just going to call it quits now. So there's my 4 reviews in one video. This is Alec, and keep watching.